My name is Mary. I'm 34 years old, and I've been working as a computer programmer for the past 9 years. I have a younger sister named Patricia. She's 30 and married to Kevin. They have a 6-year-old son named Nicholas. I've been living in the same one-bedroom apartment since I finished college. It's small, but it has good internet, which is all I really need for my work-from-home job. For the past 4 years, I've been saving every extra dollar to buy my own home. Last month, I finally saved enough for a down payment. I was so happy that I called my mom right away. Mom, guess what? I finally saved enough for a down payment. That's wonderful, honey. What kind of place are you thinking of getting? She asked. Just a small one-bedroom condo. Something easy to take care of and not too expensive. There was a short silence. Mary, don't be silly. You need to think about the future. You should get a bigger place, at least 2 bedrooms. Why would I need that many rooms? It's just me. You might get married someday and have kids. It's better to buy a place you can grow into, instead of moving again later. I laughed. Mom, I haven't even been on a date in over a year. Marriage and kids aren't exactly on my mind right now. That's because you work too much. Maybe if you had a nicer home, you'd invite people over and meet someone. I sighed, knowing where this was going. My mom has been making comments about me being single for years. The next day, I hired a real estate agent named Gary. He showed me some nice one-bedroom condos that I really liked. But every time I found one I liked, my mom had something to say. It's too small. The kitchen looks old. That neighborhood doesn't have good schools. 3 months into my search, my mom started coming with me to see the homes. I probably shouldn't have let her come along, but it felt easier than listening to her complain later. So Gary started showing us bigger homes, 1- and 2-bedroom houses. They were much more than I needed or even wanted. But Mom kept saying things like, "This would make a great nursery," or "Imagine your in-laws staying in this guest room." One day, Gary showed us a beautiful 3-bedroom house with a big backyard. It was way over the budget I had in mind. But because I had saved so much, I could afford the down payment. That night, I did the math. The monthly payments would be a stretch, but I could make it work if I spent less in other areas. Mom was thrilled when I told her I was thinking about buying it. "That's my smart girl," she said. "You won't regret it. That house has everything you need." I wasn't sure, but I was getting tired of searching, and maybe Mom had a point. Maybe I was being too careful. What if I did meet someone? What if I started a family? Maybe I'd be glad to have the extra space. So I booked a second visit to the house and was almost ready to make an offer. Before I did, I decided to stop by my parents' house to tell them in person. It was a Tuesday afternoon when I drove over. I still had a key to their place, the same small 2-bedroom home I grew up in an older neighborhood. I let myself in and called out, "Hello," but no one answered. I heard voices coming from the kitchen. As I walked down the hallway, I realized they were on speakerphone with my sister, Patricia. I was about to say something when I heard my name. "Mary has no idea," my mom said, sounding proud. "We've got her convinced to buy that big 3-bedroom house, and then your father and I will move in with her." "And you're sure she'll be okay with that?" Patricia asked. "Of course. She will," Mom said. "What else is she going to do with all those empty rooms? She's an old maid. She's never getting married. This way she won't be alone, and we can give you and Kevin our house." I stood frozen in the hallway, shocked by what I was hearing. "It's the perfect plan," Dad added. "We won't have to pay rent or bills anymore. Mary makes good money. She can pay for everything. And we'll even have some extra money to help you out, Angela." "She doesn't suspect anything?" my sister asked. Mom laughed. "Not at all. She always listens to us. Whatever house we want her to buy, she'll buy. I've got her completely under control." I felt sick. My own family was trying to trick me into buying a house just so they could move in and live off me forever. I quietly stepped back, then walked to the front door and slammed it shut to make it seem like I had just arrived. "Hello? Anybody home?" I called out. "We're in the kitchen, honey," Mom replied sweetly. "We were just talking about you." "Yeah, I bet you were," I thought as I forced a smile and walked toward the kitchen, my heart racing from what I had just heard. I stepped into the kitchen, trying to look calm even though my hands were shaking. Mom and Dad were sitting at the table, the phone still in front of them. "Hi, sweetie," Mom said quickly, ending the call. "How's the house hunting going? Have you decided on that beautiful 3-bedroom yet?" "I'm still thinking about it," I said, trying to keep my voice steady. "There are a few things I need to think about before making such a big decision." "What's there to think about?" Dad asked. "Your mother and I both agree. It's perfect for you." "I'm sure you do," I thought bitterly. "The mortgage payments would be pretty high," I said. "I'm not sure I want to stretch my budget that far." "Oh, but it's such a smart investment," Mom said. "Property always goes up in value." I nodded and changed the topic, asking about their garden while my mind raced. During dinner, I smiled and nodded at the right times, but inside, I was angry. My own parents were planning to live off me while giving my sister a free house. When I left an hour later, I sat in my car and finally cried. I felt hurt, used, and really foolish. How did I not see this coming? The signs were there: Mom pushing me to buy a bigger house, their sudden interest in my money, the constant calls about how things were going with the realtor. I drove home in a daze. As soon as I got back to my apartment, I called my old college roommate, Barbara. She had moved to Arizona after we graduated, and we were still close. "Barbara, you won't believe what just happened," I said when she answered. Then I told her everything. "Those manipulative jerks," Barbara said when I was done. "You need to get far away from them." "I know," I sighed. "But I've been saving for 4 years. I really want to buy a place." "Then do it," she said. "Just don't buy where they expect. Buy one here in Lake Havasu City. It's beautiful, there are tons of tech jobs, and best of all, it's 2,000 miles from your toxic family." I laughed, thinking she was joking, but she kept going. "I'm serious. My real estate agent Carol is amazing. I can ask her to send you some listings. You can do virtual tours, and I'll go check out any places you're interested in." The more I thought about it, the more I liked the idea. A clean break. A fresh start. "You know what? Let's do it. Have Carol send me some options." The next day, Carol emailed me about a dozen listings for small homes and condos in Lake Havasu City. I was surprised by how affordable they were compared to where I live now. I could get a cute 1-bedroom house there for less than a 1-bedroom condo here, I told Barbara on the phone that night. "And Lake Havasu City has the fastest city internet in the country," she added. "Perfect for your remote job." While Barbara and I were talking, my mom called. I didn't answer, but she called again right away. "Sorry, I need to take this," I told Barbara. "It's my mom." "Put her on speaker," Barbara whispered. "I want to hear this." I answered the call. "Hi, Mom." "Mary, why haven't you made an offer on that house yet?" she asked right away. "The realtor said another couple is interested." "There's a delay with some paperwork," I lied. "The seller is having problems with the title." "Well, tell your realtor to move things along. You don't want to lose this chance." "I'll see what I can do," I said, rolling my eyes at Barbara. "Your father and I were talking, and we think we might help you with some furniture for the new place. We still have that nice guest bedroom set we never use." I held back what I really wanted to say. I could now see what they were trying to do. "That's nice of you, Mom. I'll let you know." After I hung up, Barbara shook her head. "Wow. They're not even trying to hide it." "I know. And the worst part is, I almost fell for it." Over the next few weeks, Carol showed me more houses online. Then I found a cute 1-bedroom cottage with a small yard and a home office. Barbara went to see it in person. "This place is perfect for you," she told me. "It's on a quiet street, the neighbors are friendly, and the internet is super fast." I made an offer that same day. It was accepted just a few hours later. Meanwhile, my mom kept calling to ask about the house they wanted me to buy. I kept making excuses: paperwork delays, seller issues, and so on. "One day the seller might back out," I told her. "That can't happen." Mom sounded worried. "Your father and I are so excited for you to finally have your own place." "Yeah, I bet you are," I thought. I signed the final papers for the Lake Havasu City house online. Carol took care of everything for the closing. My parents still had no idea what I was really doing. A week after closing, Mom called again. "Mary, your father and I have been talking, she said. We're planning to remodel our house soon, and we'll need a place to stay during the construction. Here it comes, I thought. Here we go. We were thinking we could stay with you in your new house. Just for a little while, of course, Mom said. Of course, I repeated, forcing a smile while gritting my teeth. And since we're talking about it, the renovation on our house is going to be pretty expensive. We were hoping you could help cover some of the cost. I almost dropped the phone. They couldn't even wait until I bought the house. They were already asking for more money. I'll think about it, I said, not making any promises. That's my good girl, Mom said in a sweet, fake voice. We knew we could count on you. After I hung up, I sat on my couch, angry. For the first time, I clearly saw the pattern. Every time I visited my parents, it ended with them asking for money, $1,000 here, $1,500 there. They only called when they wanted something. Suddenly, I felt sure I had done the right thing by buying a house far away. It was time to break free from their control for good. Now that the Lake Havasu City house was officially mine, I knew I had to tell them something soon. I couldn't keep making up excuses. And honestly, I was tired of lying, even if they kind of deserved it. I called my mom and said I had news about the house. I've made a decision, Mom. I bought a house. You what? She nearly shouted. The 3-bedroom? Why didn't you tell us? We could have helped with the paperwork. I'm sure you would have, I thought bitterly. I'd like to tell everyone at once, I said calmly. Can we have dinner at your place this Wednesday? I'll share all the details then. Of course. I'll make your favorite, lasagna. I'll invite Patricia and Kevin too. They'll be so excited. I bet they will, I thought. That Wednesday, I pulled into my parents' driveway with butterflies in my stomach. I knew this talk needed to happen, but I was still nervous. I saw Patricia's car was already parked outside. Mom greeted me at the door with a big hug. There's my little homeowner. I'm so proud of you, honey. Dad gave me a pat on the back as I walked in. Let me get you a drink. This is a reason to celebrate. In the living room, Patricia was sitting on the couch with Kevin. She gave me a forced smile. Congrats on the house, sis, she said, not quite looking me in the eye. Dinner was awkward. Everyone kept hinting about my new house, but no one asked for details. It was clear they thought they already knew everything. After we finished eating, Mom cleared her throat. Mary's not the only one with news, she said. Your father and I have something exciting to share too. Here it comes, I thought. We've decided to give our house to Patricia and Kevin, Mom said proudly. We've already signed the papers. Patricia looked thrilled. Kevin looked a little uncomfortable. My parents turned to me, clearly waiting for my reaction. That's very generous, I said, trying to stay calm. They do need more space with little Nicholas. And I guess you'll be moving into my new house soon. Exactly, Dad said. Speaking of that, when can we come see it? Actually, I said, taking a deep breath. I have something to tell you. Everyone turned to look at me. I did buy a house, but not the one you think. The room went quiet. What do you mean? Mom asked, her tone suddenly sharp. I bought a 1-bedroom house, I said. It's just what I wanted, small, easy to take care of, and perfect for my home office. But we thought, Dad started. I know what you thought, I said firmly. I heard you. That day a few months ago, when I came to visit, I heard everything you said to Patricia on the speakerphone. Mom's face went pale. What are you talking about? I heard you call me an old maid. I heard you say I'd never get married. I heard your whole plan, to have me buy a big house so you could move in and live off me, while giving your house to Patricia. And I heard you say you had me completely under control. Patricia shifted in her seat, clearly uncomfortable. Kevin raised his eyebrows in shock. We never said, Dad began. Yes, you did. Every single word, I said firmly. And there's more, I added, unable to stop now. I know about your renovation plans. How you expected me to let you live in my house and pay to fix up your old house before giving it to Patricia. Mary, you're exaggerating, Mom said, trying to stay in control. We just thought it would be nice to help each other. Family helps family. But this isn't real help, is it? It's not both ways. You were using me. treating me like a bank while giving everything to Patricia, like she's the only one who matters. That's not fair, Patricia said quickly. Isn't it? I asked, looking right at her. Did you know they planned to move in with me? Her eyes dropped. She didn't answer. She knew. And one more thing you all need to know, I said. You will never be moving in with me, because the house I bought isn't even in this state. The room went completely silent. What? Mom whispered. I bought a house in Arizona. I'm moving next week. Arizona? Dad repeated, shocked. That's 500 miles away. Yes, it is. Mom burst into loud, dramatic crying. How could you do this to us? We already gave our house to Patricia. That was your choice, I said calmly. Just like this is my choice. But where will we live? Dad asked, clearly angry. I looked around the room. This house has 2 bedrooms. Plenty of space for all of you. Patricia gave me a nasty look. She obviously didn't plan to live with our parents. We'll find out your new address, Mom said between sobs. We'll come visit. No, you won't, I said. Because I'm not telling you where I live. You can't just cut us off like this, Dad shouted. I'm not cutting you off. I'm setting boundaries, something I should have done a long time ago. I stood up. I've been your personal bank for too long. Every visit turns into a money request. Every phone call has a hidden reason. That ends now. After everything we've done for you, Mom cried. What have you done for me lately, Mom? Besides trying to manipulate me into supporting you for the rest of your lives. No one said a word. I'm leaving now, I said, picking up my purse. I hope one day we can have a healthier relationship. But that's up to you. Mary, wait. Patricia called as I walked to the door. I paused and looked back at Patricia. You can't just leave like this, she said. Mom and Dad need somewhere to live. They already have a place. Right here with you, I said. Enjoy your new house, Angela. It comes with extra baggage. The shocked look on her face almost made me laugh. She was fine with the plan when she thought she'd get a free house. But now that she realized she'd be living with our parents, it didn't seem so great anymore. What about holidays? Mom called after me. What about family? I'll send a card, I said, closing the door behind me. As I drove away, I felt lighter than I had in years. That conversation had been hard, but it needed to happen. I had let my family walk all over me for too long, and it was time to stop. When I got back to my apartment, I packed with new energy. In 1 week, I'd be in a new house, a new city, and starting a new life. But even while I packed, the calls started. First from my parents, then from Patricia, then from random aunts, uncles, and cousins I barely spoke to. They all wanted to check in, but really, they just wanted my new address. After the 30th call in 3 days, I blocked my parents' numbers. Then came the emails. Some were full of guilt, others full of fake apologies. All of them wanted to know where I was going. I ignored them all. Moving day came faster than I expected. I had hired a small moving company to take my things to Arizona. Barbara helped set everything up, and they were scheduled to deliver my stuff the day after I arrived. I didn't pack much. I had sold most of my old furniture and was planning to start fresh. Right before I left, I did one last check around the apartment. My phone rang again. Another unknown number, probably another relative trying to get information. I hit decline and turned on airplane mode. I wasn't dealing with any more family drama today. The flight to Phoenix was peaceful. For the first time in weeks, I could breathe. Barbara met me at the airport with a big smile. Welcome to Arizona, she said, hugging me tightly. Are you ready to see your new home? More than ready, I said. The drive to Lake Havasu City was beautiful. I could see the mountains in the distance, and I felt more free with every mile. When we pulled up to my new house, I almost cried. It was perfect, a cozy blue cottage with white trim, a small front porch, and a maple tree in the yard. What do you think? Barbara asked, watching my face. I love it, I said. I wiped away a tear and said, it's exactly what I wanted. Inside the house was even better. The people who lived there before had recently painted, so the walls looked fresh and clean. The kitchen was small but modern, and the second bedroom had built-in bookshelves, perfect for a home office. The internet is already set up, Barbara told me. I made sure they installed it yesterday, so you can start working right away if you need to. I hugged her. Thank you for everything, Barbara. I couldn't have done this without you. The first week in my new house was exciting but also a little scary. I loved making the place feel like home, but part of me kept worrying that my parents might somehow find out where I was and show up at my door with their bags. Every time the doorbell rang, I jumped, even though only Barbara and the moving company knew my new address. By the third week, I had settled into a nice routine. I found a cozy coffee shop with strong Wi-Fi, joined a yoga studio nearby, and even met some neighbors who invited me to a weekend barbecue.
See?
Life is better here, Barbara said when I told her about everything I'd been doing. She was right. Without my family constantly draining my energy and money, I felt lighter, happier. I had more time, more peace, and even more money to enjoy the things I loved. But, of course, my parents hadn't stopped trying. After I blocked their phone numbers, they started sending emails. Some were full of guilt. How could you leave us after everything we've done for you? Others were fake apologies. We're sorry if you misunderstood our intentions. I created a folder in my email called Toxic Family. All those messages went there automatically. I only saw them if I chose to look. One day, about 4 months after I moved, I got a call from Aunt Laura, my mom's sister. Unlike my parents, Aunt Laura had always been honest with me, so I picked up. "Mary, how are you?" she asked. "I've been worried." "I'm good, Aunt Laura. Really good, actually." "I'm glad to hear that."
She paused.
"Your mother told me you moved out of state." "I did. She's been difficult since you left." I let out a short laugh. "I can imagine." "No, it's not quite what you think. Your parents are living with Patricia and Kevin now, and it's not going well." I wasn't shocked, but I let her keep going. "Kevin and your dad never really got along, and now that they're all living under one roof, they fight all the time. Kevin keeps reminding your parents that they're just guests, but your dad keeps saying it's still their family home." A small part of me felt satisfied hearing that. "That sounds rough," I said. "It is. And Patricia is pregnant again." That surprised me. "Really?"
Yes.
"She's due in 8 months. And now she's talking about turning your parents' bedroom into a nursery." I couldn't help it. I laughed. "Let me guess. Mom and Dad aren't happy about the nursery idea?" "They're panicking," Aunt Laura said. "They've realized they have nowhere else to go. They were sure they'd be living with you." "Well, that was never going to happen." "I know," she said. "For what it's worth, I told your mother she was wrong for trying to trick you like that. I think she's finally starting to see how badly she messed up." I appreciated Laura's honesty, but I wasn't ready to forgive and forget. "Thanks for telling me. I hope they figure something out. They're talking about renting an apartment," she said. "But they're worried they won't be able to afford it." "They managed before they tried to use me," I said. "They'll manage again." "You're not going to help them?" Laura asked gently. "No," I said firmly. "I'm done being their ATM. They made their choices. Now they can deal with the results." After I hung up, I sat on my porch swing thinking about everything Laura had said. My family's big plan had completely fallen apart. They had given their house to Patricia, thinking they'd live with me instead. Now they were stuck as unwanted guests in the house they used to own. And I didn't feel bad. Not even a little. They had tried to take advantage of my kindness and independence, while making fun of me behind my back. If they were having a hard time now, that was their problem, not mine. That evening, I walked through my little house, enjoying every corner of it. My cozy living room with the soft chair by the window. My quiet bedroom with a handmade quilt I bought at a local craft fair. My office with the perfect desk and the fastest internet I'd ever had. This was my home.
Just mine.
No one could take it from me or come in without my say. For the first time in my adult life, I felt truly free. Free from guilt. Free from pressure. Free from being treated like a piggy bank instead of a person. As I got ready for bed that night, I thought about my family one more time. Maybe someday we could fix things and build a better relationship. Maybe not. Either way, I was okay. I had made the right choice for me, and I didn't owe anyone an apology for that. Just then, my phone buzzed. A text from Barbara. Saturday hike. The fall colors are amazing right now. Absolutely, I replied.
Can't wait.
I put my phone down and smiled. My new life had already begun, and it was better than I ever imagined.